Hi, we are in round 3. We are 1-1. We beat something. We beat Tron in a very ugly match, full of misplays on both sides. We beat Tron 2-0 in round 1, and we lost to Humans 1-2 in round 2. Jake is in the process of building a green-black sealed deck from Dominaria, getting pulled heavily towards white, and I'm looking at a white-black sealed Dominaria deck. We are on the draw against Vinny Torres. They kept 7, and we're going to keep 7 as well. We want the 3rd land soon, but we've got plenty of stuff to do with our 2 lands that we have in hand right now. So we'll keep this. We're on the draw, so we get to see what they're doing, which will make it easier for us to decide whether or not we want to shock in the Hallowed Fountain first. Okay, so Spirebluff Canal pass. Probably Storm. Maybe Wizards.
Oh, yeah.
Storm is more common. So I'm going to assume Storm. We just found our 3rd land right there, which is awesome. So I'm going to play the Island and the Mausoleum Wanderer, because we're not going to be under any pressure against Storm. Assuming it's Storm. I am going to assume it's Storm. I'll play Island. Actually, no, you know what? We'll play Seachrome Coast, Mausoleum Wanderer. On turn 2, we can play a tapped Hallowed Fountain and hold up Path to Exile in case for some reason they feel compelled. Oh, wow, they didn't play anything. In case they feel compelled to play out a cost reducer on turn 2. Oh, and they did. Cool. So we'll be able to path this. We'll do it on their upkeep since they can't do anything with any mana they generate in their upkeep, since Past in Flames is a sorcery. I guess they could cast Gifts Ungiven. Jake, what do you think? Think we should path this in their upkeep?
Do they play Remand or anything?
Yep, they play Remand.
So
I mean, if we play like a Hallowed Fountain untapped, then we can play through Remand or bluff 2 paths. So what they could do, right, is if we path it, they could try to ritual into Gifts Ungiven in their upkeep, which isn't terrifying.
Do they have? Would we be able to counter that with Mausoleum Wanderer?
Oh, it depends on how many rituals they have.
Yeah.
If they have like 2 rituals and Manamorphose,
right,
then we can't.
It's pretty bad to accelerate them, though, right?
Well, no, not really. 1 land is like Goblin Electromancer is 1 land for every spell that they cast.
Yeah. Okay, just path it.
But my question is, do we path it in their upkeep or do we path it on our main phase? If we path it in their upkeep, we give them a chance to do some stuff in response with a cost reducer in play. They probably won't do that. I think pathing in upkeep is the safest thing. But I am going to shock in the Hallowed Fountain.
Because they could play a second cost reducer after, untapping with the 3rd land and then ritual. Same thing we were worried about.
Well, no. We would counter the first ritual with Mausoleum Wanderer.
Sure. Yeah, I think I'm leaning white here.
Save it. Don't talk about that now.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll path it in their upkeep. And then we have Spell Queller. And then we have Nebelgast Herald to buff Mausoleum Wanderer at instant speed to counter stuff. Or we could just play a Drogskol Captain and then have a 2-power Mausoleum Wanderer in play. I wasn't expecting them to do anything silly in their upkeep, but it would have felt like real bad if they went ritual, Manamorphose, Gifts Ungiven, get all their stuff. The fact that they played that out on turn 2 means they probably have another one. Most of the time, Storm is trying to play the cost reducer the turn they go off. So the fact that they played 1 means they probably wanted to eat removal out of our hand and then play a second. Wow, they're just casting a great shot. to just get rid of this right now.
Are they targeting you?
Well, I mean, they're targeting me with 1.
So
we counter the one that's targeting us. All right, that's pretty good. They have 5 cards in hand. No cost reducer. We have a Spell Queller, but it's our last piece of interaction. So we'd like to draw a Path or a Spell Queller or a Mausoleum Wanderer. Hey. Oh, you don't have to be quiet, Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Anthony's in the studio now.
Oh. Yeah,
World.
Come on. Path or Wanderer. Or Thalia. This is a matchup where main deck Thalia is quite nice.
So this round is brought to you by Multigrain Scoops Tocitos and
Chunky Habanero Salsa Hot. Our opponent's thinking long and hard about what they're going to do with 0 mana in our upkeep.
so please pardon the bag.
Alright, they're still thinking. Hey!
Oh my god. That's good enough to play out, right? Or would you rather leave up Queller?
I think we're safe to play this out. They didn't play a 3rd land. Like, the 3rd land's from their path.
Yeah.
So, we might not have a 4th land.
Mm-hmm.
And we are not afraid of them going off with 3 mana when we have a Thalia in play.
Ooh. That is Omniro hot.
Mm-hmm. Alright, this is looking great. They don't have a 4th land, which is what we expected. Clique's good.
I like that.
I'm probably not going to cast it anytime soon because we have a Queller for their cost reducer, and what we don't want to do is accidentally click them into a land that they need to go off.
Right.
So Clique is
For after they've ritual a bunch.
probably actually in response to the first ritual they cast.
Mm-hmm.
In particular with a Thalia in play, because if they never hit their 4th land, then with 1 ritual on the stack, they actually have no mana.
Right. Man, when you write, you write.
What?
When you write?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you ain't right, then you probably ain't right. Cool. So the strength of main deck Thalia combined with just saying it would be great to draw Thalia right now. So something that I want to point out is, like, I've already talked about Storm as being a pretty good matchup for us. So, like, why are we playing Thalia if Storm is already a good matchup? The answer is, it means we don't have to put any Storm hate in our sideboard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't have, like, Thalia's good in other matchups. We don't have Eidolon of Rhetoric in our sideboard, which is a great card, but now that we have 3 main deck Thalia, we don't need it. We'll play out a Nebelgast Herald.
Love it.
Doesn't do anything in this matchup, but, and this is something people don't like Nebelgast Herald because, like, it's just dead in some matchups, but it's not, because what it is in this case is a bluffed Spell Queller. That 3 mana remand is completely fine. It's in their end steps, so even if they drew a land, they can't play it. I would like to draw, like, lands for the next 2 turns. Did not get a land. But now, like...
Ooh, you can give hex. Oh, no, you can't give hexproof with all that.
Yeah, no, you can.
So part of why I'm here is to say the thing you shouldn't do so that Dave can correct me.
We will protect the Thalia with Spell Queller.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
If they try to kill Thalia. They probably don't have very many cards in their main deck that can kill Thalia besides Great Shot. Like, Abrade is a sideboard card. Generally, Lightning Bolt's a sideboard card. And they can't cast a Wipe Away. So we're going to replay the Nebelgast Herald just to... We could play the Rattlechains, but I'd rather conceal as much information about our hand as possible. And if they do another 3-mana remand on this, whatever.
So, can I just posit the idea of clicking ourselves?
You can posit that. I'm
I'm
very, very far away from doing that.
Sure. Just saying, like, it's an option that we have.
Mm-hmm. What was your question?
Do you still review your hand to the opponent?
Nope. Click is look at the hand, choose a card, reveal that card.
Gotcha.
So if we were to click ourselves, we would only show them the card that we reveal, which in this case would be Selfless Spirit. Selfless Spirit's actually okay in this matchup, but with our hand right now as is, it's the card we don't need. Our opponent's testing out the chat. Show them that it works.
There's intelligent life on the other side.
Yep. I sense a 4-mana wipe away here.
Does that have split second?
Yep. Oh, 4-mana repeal. That will get Spell Queller.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It's not the best thing in the world because now we don't have Spell Queller anymore. But it's real hard for them to go off with Thalia in play. Not impossible, but real hard.
Mm-hmm.
And they've now burned a repeal. I do not know, if they're playing a stock Storm list, but even if they were, I also don't know how many total copies of Repeal and Wipe Away Storm currently plays, so it's not even relevant if we know if it's stock or not.
Oh man, one point away.
Yes, Jake is alluding to the fact that we can present 8 damage on our subsequent turn.
So I'd love to see Thalia die so that she can become a spirit.
What? Oh, you mean the character Thalia be dead in the lore so that the next time we go to Innistrad, Thalia is reprinted as a spirit with the same text and abilities?
Exactly.
Unlikely to happen. We have seen a character die and become a spirit. That was Onofenza.
Mm-hmm.
Very different abilities on Onofenza.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Daxos also died and became a returned. Very different abilities on Daxos.
That's true.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that dead Thalia would not necessarily represent.
Well, she'd probably still do something wicked cool as a spirit.
You're probably correct. So we should just attack for 5 or 6 and have Vendilion Clique in our hand.
Yeah, I mean we can't really increase the clock here, so might as well stay reactive.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of when is the best time to click. If we draw step click them and they sort of have everything, then there's a risk of them drawing into whatever they're missing, or like if they're already holding Passing Flames and Gift Ungiven, then it's just risky. If they gift and they get Passing Flames, we have to put it in their hand. If they immediately cast it, we don't have a window of priority to take it out of their hand. But if they gifts and we put Passing Flames in their hand and they cast any spell before Passing Flames, then we can click in response and put Passing Flames in the bottom of their library. So I think that's probably what we should do.
All right, I believe you.
So again, what we're thinking is if they attempt to go off next turn, which they probably will because we have lethal, we should wait to click until Gifts Ungiven has resolved and we have put Passing Flames in their hand, at which time we just cross our fingers and hope that they cast any spell before they cast Passing Flames. The best way to do that is by also putting Manamorphose in their hand, because they're going to be tempted to cast Manamorphose so that they can draw an extra card with Past in Flames.
Mm-hmm.
And when Manamorphose is on the stack, we Vendilion Clique and put Past in Flames on the bottom because it's a sorcery, so they can't cast it in response.
Boom. We are most definitely going to finish this off.
Mm-hmm. All right, they're finally letting us attack. Unsubstantiated. Okay, that's okay. So now we're just relying. Yeah, it's the same plan as before. So we're gonna try to click them. All right, so that's a good sign.
Still looking for stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. So they're adding the storm count. Even if they already have all the cards in their hand, anything that they do to reduce their total amount of mana is just good.
Mm-hmm.
Their total amount of mana pre-ritual. Like if, for example, they ever gave us a window where they were ritualing with no mana floating, we would click for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they ritual with only one mana floating. If they ever give us a situation where they can't get themselves to Gifts Ungiven in response, that's the key. Then we'll click.
So
although, here's a weird thing. If they Gifts Ungiven in response
to
a click,
uh-huh.
then eventually they will get to a bottleneck where they have to cast a sorcery. And click is on the stack. Mm-hmm. And at that point, all right, so they have to go for it. We know that they have to go for it here. We're not surprised by this. They haven't cast the gifts yet, so at some point they have to gifts, even if they are already holding the Past in Flames. Oh, they do have the Past in Flames. So in this case, they don't have enough mana floating for gifts. So unless they're holding exactly ritual plus gifts, we can Vendilion Clique them and try to take away.
They've already cast a Grape Shot, so how many Grape Shots do they play?
Like 3.
I guess they would get to Past in Flames a Grape Shot.
No, they have a Grape Shot anyway. That's going to be a big Grape Shot. But we will put gifts on the bottom.
Yeah.
All right, so we are still at risk here.
We still have Rattlechains up if they go for the, trying to survive, kill creatures. They don't have a high enough storm count.
I don't think, as is, they have enough. They drew a Pyretic Ritual. That's good. So they currently have 2 cantrips in their graveyard. Oh, wow. They have no Manamorphose. So they only actually get 1 cantrip.
Nice.
It'll probably be Remand. They're going to line this up so they can Remand their Grape Shot that they have in hand. Ooh, it's still going to be really big. Oh, God. I think we're still going to die. Yeah, we are. We're very dead. Oh, Grape Shot, Remand, Grape Shot. All right, well, we tried. Storm's always a hard Game 1 matchup. The fact that they were holding a Grape Shot in hand was huge.
Yep.
We still had to take the gifts because
right.
They were guaranteed to go off if we didn't take it. But, oh, man. Okay, so we'll make them kill us, but we're dead. The fact that because the remanding your own grape shot thing doesn't work if you're casting the grape shot from your graveyard. Wait a second. Cancel your yielded priority. I think that we're still for sure dead. Oh yeah, they're just holding a grape shot. Never mind. I'm gonna say they cast it from their hand, so they can't remand it, but it doesn't matter. That stinks. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so I finished my coffee, which means I'm gonna switch over to beer.
Okay. Oh man, upset that we lost that one. Felt pretty good. All right, we'll bring in Rest in Peace. Bring in Negate and Unified Will. Vapor Snag and Echoing Truth aren't good. Rest in Peace and Negate and Unified Will are all amazing, so they're all coming in. Nebelgast Herald is coming out. Phantasmal Image is only medium in this matchup. Its best use is copying a Mausoleum Wanderer, but I don't think we need that. We can take out a Drogskol Captain at least one, and probably a Selfless Spirit. Occasionally we can protect our creatures with the Selfless Spirit if they're doing like an early grape shot to kill a hate piece. Yeah, this is fine. Bringing in a lot of good stuff. They'll be bringing in Abrades and Lightning Bolts if they have them. They probably do. We were on the draw that game. This hand is very risky. If we draw a single creature, then it's pretty good. But I think we have to mulligan. This hand's better. Way better. This hand's really good.
Rip.
It's always nice when you get a 6-card hand that's good without the scry. An old school good 6-card hand. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So the general dream start of turn 1 Wanderer, turn 2 Thalia is always good, but it's very, very, it's at its best against Ad Nauseam. But after Ad Nauseam, it's at its best against Storm. Now we're not under pressure to cast the Rest in Peace for a while.
Cantrip.
Baral. Canceling out Thalia both on the battlefield and on the text box. That's okay. Supreme Phantom is really good. I think we just play that out.
Yeah, it's a good way for us to shut the door.
Well, we have a two power Wanderer. So if we play Supreme Phantom and they go land into Ritual, they could conceivably go off the Thalia on the battlefield.
Even if we have a 2-power
Yep.
Muslim one?
Because the Ritual costs 1. Oh no, it doesn't. They cancel out. Okay, yeah, we're fine. Right.
They're on just normal Storm right now.
Yeah. So we can attack for 3. I always I talk myself in circles. I'm like, okay, these two cancel each other out, therefore Baral is in play. It's like, no, they cancel each other out, so it's just a regular, every spell costs what it says on the card.
Yeah. 1 crit, 1 trigger. This is regular.
Right, which means they can't do anything this next turn except cast a cantrip. Or like 3 mana Abrade Thalia, and we counter it with Wanderer.
We still have the Thalia attacks, though.
Yes. They play another. That's okay. Well, So they could Manamorphose into Grape Shot and kill Thalia, and we can't counter it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I actually like countering this.
We have enough power in the air. Yeah, I bet you just counter it. I would say counter it.
Yeah. What do you mean power in the air? We have 1 power in the air.
I'm just saying we have another click, which is 3 power in the
Oh,
air.
I see what you mean. Yeah. So we'll counter this because we don't want to get cheesed out of this game by Manamorphose into Grape Shot, killing Thalia.
Right.
I think that was a smart play. And now we can play the right.
Oh, that's actually really good.
What's better? I think Rest in Peace is still better.
Just to get that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only thing we can play right now.
Yeah, and then if we draw a land next turn, then we could Path plus attack with Mutavault and Thalia.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we.
Yeah, so let's just get this down while we can.
Mm-hmm.
Attack for 1.
I've never made the mistake of just blindly attacking into a Baral with Thalia because I forget. But it will happen someday, and I'll feel terrible about it.
I don't know, man. I don't think you will.
I almost just did it right there. Which is why I said that. I almost just clicked attack with all creatures. I didn't even right click to consider it, but it was on my mind.
Mm-hmm. You're used to attacking with all.
Well, and like I'll attack into most 2-drops with Thalia. Cool. So I think we path this main phase.
Yeah. And
then attack for 6 if they don't have anything. And even if they like respond with, I don't know, Lightning Bolt on Thalia, A, there's nothing we can do about that anyway. And B, that sort of leaves us right where we started.
Right.
And we're still attacking for 4. So we're going to path this Baral. I think there's a Lightning Bolt for Thalia coming. If it's a 2-mana opt, then okay. Oh yeah, again, not a 2-mana opt. Things are regular as they're printed. Peer Through Depths is not scary when they don't have a 3rd land.
Okay, Echoing Truth. That's interesting.
Echoing Truth is okay though. They can't cast it with the lands they have in play. Oh, we just gave them away. Right.
All right. Great turn. That was a great turn.
That was a good turn.
Drawing land there was phenomenal.
Yeah. And it's what we discussed. It's always nice when we sort of think like, oh, this would be, we should play towards this line, and then it works out. Okay, so Clique is now, or we now have lethal on board, which means they're obligated to Echoing Truth before combat, or before we hit them for damage. Okay, not anymore.
Love seeing that.
Spell Queller's a very good draw. Not really much we can do.
Very good still.
Well, yeah, but then we can't cast Spell Queller.
Right. But then our clock goes down significantly.
Just for one turn. Because they're definitely going to try to Echoing Truth Thalia this turn.
Sure.
If they also have another Echoing Truth or a repeal for the Spell Queller, then they get free Storm or 1 mana Storm count addition. When Thalia and Baral are both in play, I guess they still just don't have to pay anything for a spell that comes out under Spell Queller. Because it's sort of like a cost. Yeah.
Everything's regular. For that.
Yeah. I think we have to attack for 1 this turn.
Yeah. Spell Queller's out of bolt range because of Supreme Fan.
Yeah, that's huge, and out of what's it called, a Braid range, which is a more likely card. I don't know if they actually have both, but they definitely have a Braid. That's a common Storm card because Damping Sphere is a common sideboard card.
So,
do we let this resolve? That's what we're both thinking, right?
Let's think about it.
No, we can't. We can't let this resolve.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They get so many chances to kill us if Echoing Truth resolves here.
Yeah. And
all we have is a Spell Queller, and Spell Queller is like not enough.
Yeah.
By
so
itself.
They could still go off with just 4 mana, right?
Yeah, it's hard. Because they don't net mana with Manamorphose. That's the big trouble. If they have an Electromancer here, then maybe. Okay. That says that that's just a dig. That's just a cantrip.
Yeah. Not being able to pass in flames is great.
Yeah, 1 ritual and they can, but...
Well, no, we have Rest in Peace.
Oh, right. I completely forgot that we had the Rest in Peace. Okay, then we're in pretty good shape. Pretty good shape, because it's not impossible, but it's very hard for them to kill us without the graveyard. They have to do the Romantic Graveshot trick, which is tricky in the face of Thalia. And if they have an Echoing Truth, they have to pick between Passing Flames or Rest in Peace and Thalia.
All right.
Empty the Warrens. That's not scary in the slightest.
So any Lord wins.
Yep, including Phantasmal Image. Well, we started that out. Lord.
That lets us... Well, do you want to attack with Mutavault?
No.
Okay.
Why would we? It doesn't really change anything.
Yeah.
Let's attack with these.
Or just a Spell Queller?
No, because if we attack with both of these and somehow they get rid of the Spell Queller, this is still lethal by itself.
Yeah, sure.
They only had 9 power on the board.
Good to think through all the options.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Do you Clique them?
They have 3 cards in hand. I don't think there's any way for them to go off with a Rest in Peace in play and a Thalia in play with only 4 cards.
Right.
I'm almost positive. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Interesting that they brought in Empty the Warrens against us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is a great matchup for Empty the Warrens, honestly. I do think that Kira is good. I think Kira is better than Drogskol Captain.
Yeah.
Because Kira protects our Thalia. Against things like a Grape Shot or an Echoing Truth.
Because she helps all creatures, not just spirits.
Yep. Do we bring in Echoing Truth? Now that we know that they have Empty the Warrens. Like in the place of a Selfless Spirit.
Yeah.
This is pretty much useless against a
Absolutely.
cost reducer, but
Yeah. Can still be used on one, but
it can also like bounce our own Thalia We didn't have a Vial that game, but like being able to bounce a creature in response to removal and vialing it back in is huge.
Yeah, I think I do like it over a Selfless Spirit.
Yeah, Selfless Spirit can be good. I don't think we need both Echoing Truths.
No.
And I do still like Remorseful Cleic
Yeah.
as just a random card. It's better than the second Selfless Spirit. Okay, we're on the draw. Tricky spot to be in. We have a lot of good cards in our deck for this matchup, but we are on the draw. And Storm is quick. What are you drinking, Jake?
I'm drinking an Oscar Blues Tinner. It's a IPA, and it's pairing very well with this very spicy salsa.
Spice on spice.
No blue mana.
I don't know, man. I don't hate this hand.
Yeah. It's kind of risky.
Yeah, it is. It is risky. Wanderer plus Remorseful Cleic with a Vial is not bad.
That's true.
We can probably do better.
So they don't have a vial. They have not seen a vial from us yet, right?
They at this point they know we have a Vial. That was true like 2 weeks ago. I don't get to mulligan this, but this is a close call. This is a better hand.
Yeah. So
second Mutavault, adds to the clock. We have 2 lords. I think we keep it on top.
just want to say that we don't necessarily care about having more cards in hand. We care about having the right cards against Storm.
In this matchup, I totally agree with you. Yeah. Vial plus Remorseful Cleic is quite good against Storm,
Right.
which is why I was even considering that. And Wanderer is obviously good. Not great. Turn 2 Wanderer off a Vial on the draw is not great, but it's okay.
So we absolutely are going to pass their cost reducer next turn.
Yep.
Play Rest in Peace.
If they play it into white mana. So only having one colored source here is a little bit awkward. Okay, we drew out of that. I was gonna say we are sort of obligated to play Rest in Peace this turn if we only have one colored mana, because we can't Rest in Peace plus Path the following turn. Now that we can Rest in Peace plus Path,
I still like getting the Rest in Peace down.
yeah, I mean they could just untap and just repeal X equals 2. But I guess then they waste a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. This is a big reason why like Rest in Peace is just so much better against Storm than Damping Sphere. Obviously, like any deck can play Damping Sphere. But Blue-Red does not have a permanent answer to Rest in Peace.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do it. So they're either obligated to just waste a turn by bouncing it, or they have to wait until the turn they're going off, which means any spell they cast before that is completely wasted. This is spicy, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's good.
Okay. That will get Path to Exiled. Next turn we'll play Supreme Phantom and Path to Electromancer.
Definitely Path first.
Agreed. Just in case they have the remand.
Mm-hmm. Maybe don't play with the land yet, just to.
Okay. No, I'd much rather play the land and get the appropriate basic. I guess. Fine. Maybe they think they're getting cheeky by remanding this. I don't think they would remand it. But if they do, good call, Jake. All right, no remand. Now we'll get a basic island with Polluted Delta and play Supreme Phantom number 1. All right, we are out of interaction.
Yep. We are on the SmackDown.
Yep. And we have we can create a super big board in 2 more turns. Next turn we play Supreme Phantom and we attack for 6. And the following turn we play a second Supreme, or the following turn we attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. Man. Gifts. This will be interesting. I wonder what they're going to get.
So we get to exile like 2 of those.
Yeah. So maybe they have 3 bounce spells. Or they just sort of get 2 bounce spells if they already have a bounce spell in hand. If they're casting gifts into a Rest in Peace, that tells me that they already have a lot of good stuff in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Or that they're super desperate. But I mean, they had gifts plus 4 other cards. They have 5 lands. I don't think they're desperate yet. We have sort of no clock on the battlefield. Anyway, I was talking about our clock. We have 18 power in the next 2 combat steps. Like 18 damage with what we have in our hand and on the board.
Always 1 short, huh?
Always 1 short. Wait a second.
Did they mess up?
They only got 2 cards.
Uh-oh.
I think they might have forgotten about the Rest in Peace. What on earth?
Can you just get 2 cards and they go to the graveyard?
Yeah, so Gifts Ungiven is you pick up to 4 cards. 2 go to the graveyard, and the rest go to hand.
Right.
So a common gifts play is gifts for Fatty plus Unburial Rights, and you're forced to put both in the graveyard. Our opponent gave us a little wall in the chat. I don't really know what exactly that was about.
So to be fair, we did forget about our own Rest in Peace last game, so
it's true, but our own Rest in Peace doesn't affect us.
And we will capitalize on our opponent's mistakes.
Yet again, yeah. Okay, so we got a negate, so we're not gonna attack.
Make sure you animate the right Mutavault.
Oh yeah, you can do that the following way. You right-click the land, and it will tell you if one is newly controlled or not newly controlled, and then from this menu, you click to add mana on the one that says newly controlled. This is how you guarantee avoid the problem of animating the Summoning Sick land. Nobody ever does that with Koth.
And it's not, from my experience, it's not necessarily the land that's on top.
No, it's not. It's random.
Yeah.
It's a random one, and so by right-clicking and doing that, you can guarantee that you don't screw that up. Oh wait, we're not going to attack the Mutavault this turn.
Okay.
We're going to play Supreme Phantom and hold up Negate.
But that was a good thought experiment.
Yep. Good little lesson there. We'll hold up Negate for the rest of the game. Until we can kill them the same turn that we attack, we're just going to continue to attack with 1 Mutavault. That was weird. Our opponent just gained time on the clock.
How so?
Like, they were at like 4:57 and it was red, and then it became 5 minutes and it turned blue again. Like, I watched it go from red to blue, which should never happen. So
that's weird.
that was a little bug.
Could be my internet connection also.
Yeah, that's possible. Oh yeah, we're at Jake's studio this time.
Mm-hmm.
So, just want to mention again, I didn't mention it this game, but I've said it before. Storm and KCI are 2 decks in particular that this is true of. There are some combo decks in Modern that just happen to be soft to like all of the hate cards in Modern.
Mm.
So Storm is one of those where it's soft to creature removal, it's soft to graveyard hate, it's soft to non-creature spell hate, and it's soft to counter magic. Mm-hmm. So we'll let this resolve for sure since we have the negate. So it's this weird thing where it sort of feels like, are we overboarding for Storm? It's like, no. Rest in Peace is in our board for 5 completely different archetypes, you know, and stuff like that. So no, we're not over sideboarding for Storm. It's just like a deck that is soft to so many hate cards.
Exactly.
It's also very resilient to hate cards, and that's the only reason why it can exist. Because, like I said, it's soft to like 4 distinct pieces of hate. Counter magic, multi-spells, graveyard, and removal. And for KCI, you know, you replace removal with artifact hate. And so these decks, like, you don't have to build your sideboard with them in mind. Wow, that's desperate.
I'm not sure what the second test is about.
I think they're just doing that to... Wow, that resolves. I am unthreatened, right? I'm feeling very unthreatened.
Yeah. So they're way down the cards.
They have 2 cards in hand.
They need lots of cards to storm.
Yep. Well, yes, because we have Rest in Peace. They can go off with 1 card. If they have Baral, 5 mana, and gifts, they can just go off.
Sure.
But not with Rest in Peace to play. So we're, like I said, we're going to continue to hold up Negate for the whole game. We're broadcasting that now. They probably think Spell Queller, but whatever they think, we would have attacked with Mutavault, so they know we've got something. We'll fetch here, which might prompt an action out of them, a game action, because we only have 2 mana. But they didn't bite. All right, we are now under 5 minutes.
Huh?
Okay, cool. So we'll fetch first, as to avoid getting caught with our pants down. And then we will animate both Mutavaults and attack for 7.
I gotta say, the Mutavaults have been great.
Yeah, I mean, we've drawn both Mutavaults in almost every single game, and they weren't always great. They were awkward a few times for the colored mana, but if they weren't Mutavaults, they would be non-lands or Field of Ruins, so that's sort of irrelevant. They have been awesome. We've drawn 2 in, like, I think 5 games. And we haven't really drawn any Moorland Haunts except for that 1 game, and we have the same number of Moorland Haunts, so, weird, attack us. Yeah. Now we can kill him with the Lord. No, we don't need to play that. Gonna shock it in. So now we have double Mutavault plus Negate plus Path. They have 2 cards in hand. Feeling pretty good about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there are 3. We have 2 lethal attackers. They have no blocker because we can path it. I hope they just attack us just as a show of strength.
All right.
All right, cool. We won. Was that game 3?
That
or
was
match 3?
That was match 3.
Yeah, cool. So we are 2-1. Beat Tron, beat Storm, and lost to Humans.
Mm-hmm.
We are 5-3 in games. All right, so time to crack a 3rd pack. This is a long video because of...
Oh, this is our 4th pack, right?
Oh, a 4th pack. Yeah. Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
All right.
How's it going?
Great.
You're doing well so far.
Yep.
I heard about humans.
Humans beat spirits.
Yeah.
The living beat the dead. This time.
No ghosts.
They ain't. Yep.
Exactly.
Hey, demons.
Humans are the good guys.
It's me, your boy. All right, so you went first last time, right? So I'm gonna check this back out.
Yeah, what's up?
Wormwood, like of the dice balls.
Yes.
made a gaming table for Critical Role.
Oh, real quick.
Whoa.
On recording.
And it's-
This episode brought to you by Wormwood. If you play D&D or like wood in general.
Or they have deck boxes.
Deck boxes for decks.
Dice balls.
Lovely products. They have dice towers as well.
They
Yeah. Yep. Based in Massachusetts. Homegrown. Oh, so let's see. Can I see it?
Drawers and
There's like,
Oh my
and they made like a
goodness.
game screen for the DM.
Wow.
It's so fun.
that looks awesome.
Look up the Wormwood gaming table for Critical Role, a live play podcast where they play D&D Beyond, brought to you by Far Cry. Okay, so anyway, I've got Sergeant at Arms, good card. Another Skirk Prospector. I'm on my way to Goblins.
Mhm.
Befuddle is bad. Dark Bargain, that's okay actually. That'll fit nicely into a black-white deck if that's what I go for. Arbor Armament is boring. Windgrace Acolyte, pretty good. Rescue's no good. Rampaging Cyclops is unexciting. Aether Glider, some glue. Definitely some glue. Skizix, not so much glue there. Sage of Lot Nam. So I have a ton of artifacts. This card might actually be good. I have Sylvan Awakening. I'm not really in green. But it is a good card, and I have a Llanowar Elves and whatever, so maybe I'll play Sylvan Awakening. And Diligent Excavator, that's awful. My legend is Baird, Steward of Argev,
That's
which
actually
is,
awesome.
yes, it is a 4 mana 2/4 with Vigilance in white, and it taxes combat. I'm already in white, and I'm already liking the look of my sort of aggressive creature suite. So taxing combat really helps me further dominate the battlefield. My black-white deck's looking pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got, Jake?
Okay, so I'm also interested in sort of either green-black or white-green splashing black for the Eviscerates. Let's see.
You already have that Grow from the Ashes?
Yeah, the Grow from the Ashes makes it really good. Really easy to splash the black. Because the Eviscerates are really the draw to the black here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we have Relic Runner, not that great. Healing Grace, not making the cut.
Healing Grace, double healing salve. Power creep.
Yeah. Frenzied Rage, Arbor Armament, Windgrace Acolyte,
That could be, not going to be in there for a splash.
Seismic Shift, Academy Drake. Ooh, I love seeing this next card, Skittering Surveyor. That will make
The black splash is even
better.
easier. Yeah.
Another Thalia Omnivore.
That draws you maybe back into green-black.
Yeah. Ooh, Llanowar Elves. That is fantastic. A Time of Ice.
Good card, but not for your deck.
Sure. Curator's Ward, not exciting. My rare is Haphazard Bombardment.
That's not going to make it in your pool of Seismic Shift and Skizzic.
Definitely not. And my rare is, my legend is Adeliz the Cinderbolt.
Well, I'm super glad that you're not already in a strong red-blue pool, because Adeliz would be incredibly
Yeah,
strong.
absolutely. Okay, so not the best pack for me, but
It pulled you back into black-green.
yeah.
The
maybe-
Llanowar Elves and the second Thalia Omnivore.
Right.
And now you might splash white.
Yeah, if I need the extra removal.
Yeah.
In which case I would probably play the Seal Waste.
Yeah. All right, cool. Anyway, I hope you care about this. If you don't care about the Dominaria cards, then this is just a waste of your time. So we're going to leave now and come back for match 4.